What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, as you guys probably seen on the Twitter or YouTube, Brawl Talk is coming tomorrow, so I'm going to give you guys a few theories for what could be inside of Brawl Talk, and then also talk about the type of brawlers you want to be pushing before the update. So before we jump into it, make sure you're using the creator code, that'd be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alright guys, jumping into the Brawl Talk then. So as you can see on the screen, as Brawl Stars always do, a day before the Brawl Talk, we have this kind of teaser slash sneak peek to what the Brawl Talk is going to be about. So as you can see, we've got hashtag Deep Sea Brawl and hashtag Brawl Talk. So we know for sure it's going to have something to do with sea. We've seen also a tweet yesterday where there was a bunch of pirates on a boat and Penny was going off to the distance. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but that's obviously going to be something to do with the sea, and it's basically confirmed here. So whether we'll see an underwater environment, an underwater brawler, which is going to be a sea monster, as you can probably see on this screen, there is something trying to come out of the sewers or whatever that kind of is. You know, they're trying to escape. So for me, that's got the kind of connotations of the new brawler probably being a sea monster or something quite dangerous, because it's kind of sneaking its way out. That's how I always see it in movies or whatever I'm watching. When something does this, it's got to be something scary, right? Especially trying to sneak out. As you can see, I can't really pick out too much more with this photo, to be honest. Again, we've just got this weird sea thing. I don't even know what it is, a weird jellyfish. I just have no idea what it is. Just a bunch of graffiti on the wall. It doesn't really tell us too much about what's going to be in Brawl Talk, but there is a bit on the premiere. So as you guys can see on the screen, we have the Brawl Talk. In 26 hours time, you guys will be able to convert it. If you just go on the Brawl Stars YouTube channel, it will literally be there waiting for you. So as you can see on the screen, we have a Colt skin already shown, which is pretty cool. It's obviously underwater theme. You've got the blue hair there. You've got the shark kind of details around him, and then you've also got the new brawler, which is probably going to be the Brawl Pass brawler. So if it looks like we're not going to be expecting two brawlers with this Brawl Talk, because normally it is kind of hinted in the title or within the thumbnail. So unfortunately, I don't think there's two brawlers, but still looks like there'll be a cool brawler. So down the right, so for me on first looks, it looks like this brawler has a sea helmet on. So those type of generic sea helmets you see in movies like Finding Nemo, for example, I can think of in the deep ocean. Those type of masks, it feels like it'll be on the brawlers. So that's only one thing I can really pick out about this brawler. It's kind of hard to tell when it's just a silhouette, just literally all blacked out. But also, you've got in the title, you've got new brawler, so obviously new brawler confirmed. You've got remodel, so for me that has to be a Penny remodel. We've been talking about Penny remodels for 1-2 years nearly now, so, and especially with the graphic yesterday, it just goes to show that I think Penny will be getting a remodel of some sort. And again, in the title, lots of improvements. Okay, and finally, before we jump into the gameplay, as you can see by the graphic yesterday, already covered by a lot of YouTubers, but thought I'd quickly run through it. So as you can see, you've got Penny basically spotting a bottle with a treasure map inside of it. She's going off to the distance. So already yesterday, everyone was talking about a Penny remodel, which is basically confirmed now. So that is pretty cool. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Penny. All right, guys, jumping into the first game then. So just going to be going through a bunch of brawlers, which you should be looking to push ASAP, because I feel like we're going to get a hard nerf. So first one is going to be Eve. Eve, of course, been one of the strongest brawlers in the game for such a long time, so expect a nerf with her. So still continuing with the Brawl Talk then. So for me, I actually forgot to mention it as well. The Brawl Talk was actually kind of debuffed on Twitter. I've seen already. Well, I always see it every time before Brawl Talk. People have found out how long it is. So it's 7 minutes and 24 seconds. I'll probably put a screenshot on the screen for you guys so you guys can see that. But yeah, it looks like a longish Brawl Talk. It tends to be a lot of information, a lot of new content if it's above 5 or so minutes. So expect to see quite a lot of fresh content with this update for me, which is always pretty exciting to cover. So I'm really excited with that one. So overall, in terms of what I have in terms of expectations for Brawl Talk, I'd love to see either Power League, Club League improvements. So for me, that would be one big thing. So you guys have seen me complain on Twitter quite a fair bit about how Club League feels a little bit repetitive. I think everyone feels the same frustration, but for me, even as a player that loves Brawl Stars, plays it basically all the time, and I play it a lot more than most people, I would say, especially with the amount of 3v3 wins, it just feels a little bit repetitive for me. So that's going to be the first game right there. Let's hop into the next one. Okay, guys, so the next brawler you should be pushing ASAP needs to be Janet. So I've spoke about this enough times already. She's incredibly strong, but Continuing on from what I was talking about previously, so with Club League, again, like most people, I share the same frustration. I feel like it's a little bit repetitive and a chore, just constantly logging on every couple of days to play 2 games. It's really hard to coordinate with 2 other players as well. You guys might think it's pretty easy, but when you've got a bunch of different things going on, like most people have school, most people have got a job, and they can't just simply be readily available at all times to play Brawl Stars. So it can be a little annoying, like people in different time zones, like it's really hard to find people from your same country. So yeah, as I was saying, like Club League has to have some type of change, whether they make it so you can use all your Club League tickets in like a week, if you get what I mean. So it's not done by days, it was done in a week, which I feel like might be a nice change, because then you could pretty much go on any given day. And for me, I know ever since I kind of stopped competing and had a bit more of a life, like I actually go outside and do stuff some days, which of course would be really hard to coordinate trying to do Club League. So that can be pretty painful, but that's going to be another game. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into the next brawler you should be looking to push before the next update. It has to be Ruffs. So Ruffs has dominated for far too long now. Expect probably even like a double nerf with Ruffs, because his sandbags have just been too good for too long now. He does a little bit too much damage, so expect a couple of nerfs because he's been so dominant for so long. So again, in terms of what I expect, or at least what I want with Brawl Talk. So they spoke about, I think last time, how they wanted to further improve Power League. I remember either like Frank or Danny on Twitter, or it was in the Brawl Talk itself. Don't quote me on it though, but I remember saying they've still got quite a lot of Power League improvements, because most people really wanted like a suggest feature. So they kind of did it with the pre-pick option, but they've not done it so you can actually suggest brawlers. That was everyone's kind of hope for the last update, so I'm hoping they include it in this update, because I feel like, you know, it shouldn't be taking it too much out of their time to actually implement this change. Like, it's nearly been a year of Power League now. I would have thought that this should have been something that they could have prioritized a little bit earlier on, but hopefully they have prioritized it this time around. So yeah, that's one other improvement. There probably is a ton of other improvements, like for me, again, like they have improved quests enough, but I just feel like it's just too grind in this game. So they need to probably step down on the amount like you need to grind. Maybe Club League helps with that, but I just feel like, especially when the update first drops, you know, you've got Power League to grind that skin, you've got Club League to constantly grind, you've got all these quests to do all the time. It can feel a little bit like, I won't really say boring, but like a bit null. Like, I don't want to be playing the Brawl Stars 24/7 to get all the latest stuff like I need to. So other things as well, trying to think off the top of my head what I really want. I just want something that really brings people back to the game, because I do watch a lot of different YouTubers. I read a lot of comments of the other YouTubers as well. That's just kind of part of my job, just seeing like what the community is happy with and what they want to see improve, because at the end of the day, like, Brawl Stars is my full-time job right now. So if Brawl Stars isn't performing that well, then obviously I'm not going to be doing too well in my job. So what a lot of people share the same frustration is that, again, they just find the game a little bit boring. So they need something fresh to bring back the love for the game, because a lot of people kind of quit with the gear update because of how long it took to progress. So it looks like we should be able to win this game right here. Probably going to move on to a few more brawlers. Let's see if we can defend this one, get this one out. So that's going to be Ruffs. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into the final brawler, should be looking to push ASAP. It's Squeak. So Squeak is so good on so many different game modes and maps right now. This gadget has to be nerfed from 10 seconds to at least 5 seconds for it to be somewhat balanced. So yeah, continuing on with my Brawl Talk then. So trying to remember where I actually left off there. So I think I was actually talking about the gears. So yeah, so like the previous update, and pretty much every single update since gears have been released, everyone's been crying out for like a gear rework. So for me, I feel like gears are just so hard to get. Like, I haven't even got every single brawler to power 2 gears on most things, especially like the speed, the shield, and the damage. Like, that's kind of crazy. I spent a lot of money at the beginning of the update to upgrade my brawlers. You know, I play Club League every single time to get the maximum amount of progression, and I still haven't got most brawlers to a sufficient level in Power League, if you get what I mean. So that could be pretty frustrating, and I just feel like gears was an update that really missed the mark, and they just haven't seemed to do too much to kind of recorrect it. They have, of course, given us guys more progression, but that was kind of given obviously given the amount of resources it takes to get a maxed account now. So they needed to balance it out in some way. but again, they haven't really done anything to correct it. So I'm kind of interested whether they make any improvements whatsoever. I've got a feeling that they probably won't make too much, but with the title, I hope there's some big improvements. I really do, because it has been crying out, especially the free-to-play players. They're just so frustrated with gears. So maybe they do, maybe they don't. It's just a little bit of hope there for me. So in terms, again, I haven't really got much else to really add to Brawl Talk. Let me know what you really want to see in terms of Brawl Talk. Again, I'm not a game developer, so I want to see some really fresh new things coming into the Brawl Talk. So especially with Brawl Stars actually going on vacation as well, I'm hoping it's going to be a big update. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know whether you want to see a Brawl Talk breakdown tomorrow. Obviously it's premiering like in 26 hours time, so if you guys want to see like some type of Brawl Talk breakdown, let me know and I'll cover it. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.